Hi, I'm Ray, and I'm 17 years old. Do you communicate with your exes? Is it possible to part amicably? I have big problems with this. Huge problems. My exes not only can't stand me, but they also set up nasty things. Watch the video to the end and find out how they shamed me on the internet. When I was 16 years old, my boyfriend seriously offended me and dumped me meanly. I suffered a lot. The whole world collapsed and I didn't have the strength to do anything. Suffer like this again? Well, no. Since then, I did not look for a serious relationship and I tried to treat guys more simply. The buzz was to go on one date, hang out in some cool place, and go our separate ways without getting involved in something serious. I also loved going out with my friends. This was just a fairy tale. And then one day, we went to an amazing place. At the base camp, we put up a tent and prepared to cook over a fire. To do this, it was necessary to collect firewood. I volunteered to do it. Fortunately, the forest where we rested was full of dry branches and other fuel for a fire. I was so engrossed in the gathering that I didn't immediately hear my name being called. The voice sounded familiar, and I turned around. It was Charlie, my ex-boyfriend, one of the people I dated. Just one day, I never thought I'd see him again, almost in the wild woods. Have you ever met one of your exes in an unexpected way? Someone with whom you would not like to communicate anymore? How did they behave in such moments? Share it in the comments. Anyway, it turned out that Charlie and his group were also vacationing nearby by coincidence, and he invited me to join them. What was my surprise when the company had another ex, Greg. You can imagine that he and Charlie somehow met and became friends. What were the odds? Honestly, I was so embarrassed to be in that company and I tried to get out as soon as possible. On the way to my camp, I was overtaken by two strange guys. They tried to get acquainted. One said that he would also like to date for just one day, and the other hinted that a couple of hours would be enough. I sent these vulgars far away, but I really strained myself. Why all this? We returned to the city the next day, and that evening my friend Angel invited me to a party at her classmates'. She said that there would be such cool guys that it was just a crime not to go there. It all started very well, but when we went to meet the guys, I began to imagine that I was being mocked behind my back. Then, suddenly, the host of the party named Brandon began to talk loudly about how he joined a closed community where there were photos of girls for one date and that there were such originals that you could gasp. And he immediately began to display photos on the screen. And what was my surprise when I saw myself among the others? Not only that, under the photo, there was a hard comment about the fact that I was still a girl and I was trying to be something I wasn't. But in fact, no one wanted to make out with me more than one day. No, I didn't want to sink through the ground. I wouldn't have minded shining a miracle pin from Men in Black in everyone's eyes, completely erasing their memory. But as luck would have it, this device got lost in my pocket and I had no choice but to cry in front of everyone and run away. Angel caught up with me at the street store. She said that someone set me up and we needed to figure out the villains. While I was lying at home in utter despondency, a friend found out from Brandon that Charlie and Greg uploaded the photos. Moreover, they created this group. I wanted to get a compensation for moral damage, create a similar group, and also make fun of them at the party in front of everyone. I called both of them and made an appointment. I immediately asked to delete the photos and the group itself, but in response, I heard something I wasn't ready to hear. The guy said that they did so because I meanly left them after the first date and even belittled and ridiculed someone. I was doused with cold water. It was really my fault, too. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have realized that I was doing the same thing. Since then, I no longer look for short meetings, but think about serious relationships. I will be happy to receive likes and your subscriptions to the channel. To avoid missing a new episode, click the bell icon. Be honest with people and wish everyone well.